The moment you've all been waiting for is here. Maybe. Honey blocks no longer stick to slime blocks, so hopefully that was the moment you've all been waiting for. More on that soon, as well as 10 awesome and unique ways to use the new honey blocks. From cargo ships that can carry your loot to new destinations, to mob farms that keep your animals in place, to even some contraptions that provide you with more nefarious results. Before we get to the uses though, we're gonna cover Snapshot 19W42A that came out October 16th. You can click the timestamp that you see on screen to go to the uses. There was a lot of hubbub in the community when everyone found out that slime blocks and honey blocks would stick together in a lot of ways, making them act as though they're the same block. Now, it's been a little bit since that initial response, and we now know that honey blocks are useful for a multitude of things. Well, as of today's snapshot, they no longer stick together, which means you can use them in conjunction in a lot of ways that weren't previously available as of a day ago. And it also provides for some very interesting problems, concerns that you may have to watch out for if you are an amateur redstone user such as yours truly. Like, I don't know anything. So as you can see, honey blocks still cause other blocks to get stuck with them. But look at what happens if we've got a slime block right here. That gets pushed up. Pushing that down, now the slime is attached to this block instead of the honey. Now we've got no way of getting that honey back. What does this mean? Well, it means a lot for redstone contraptions. You can look out for a future video on the channel where we probably find someone way better at redstone than I am to help us show you some cool contraptions. But for now, the list. Alrighty, so the first of these 10 uses is going to be the item conveyor belt. This is one of the first honey contraptions I managed to see spreading around the interwebs, and it's exactly as you'd expect. It's a conveyor belt. It will literally carry items around on the belt, whatever the tape size you decide, and you just get to watch it do its thing as it moves whatever blocks or items you placed on top of it. You don't need too much to make it, just pistons, honey blocks, and terracotta or obsidian or any other block that doesn't stick to slime or honey, as well as some redstone. There are plenty of super detailed tutorials all over the internet if you want to find out how to build it specifically on your own. I just want to stick to concepts for today's video. And so again, as you can see, throw your item on board. You can even throw a stack of items. You can throw, I missed that one. You can really throw any type of item you want and it will manage to stay in place at all times until it despawns. And you could even, in theory, attach this to some kind of system that absorbs the items via a hopper and then respits them out with a dispenser, and you can make some really cool visual conveyor belts for your homes that don't lose you any items and are a nice touch, except for how loud they are. Okay, number 2 is the Ender Pearl Stasis Chamber. This will trap an ender pearl for later use. Now, I know it doesn't look like much from here, but trust me, this is a futuristic device. To make it, you'll need a whole mix of all these different items. Yeah, figure it out. And then some ender pearls. I'd say a lot of ender pearls. First things first, we're gonna activate this thing, and that's gonna cause a whole lot of lag, so just bear with me, everybody. But as we get closer, things clean up just a little bit. What you're gonna wanna do is position your hotbar in such a way that you're kind of throwing this straight up. You don't want that to happen. That means you did something wrong. You're trying to essentially get the ender pearl stuck in that tiny little honey layer. If it comes back down, you also did it wrong. So this is a lot of trial and error until eventually, and hopefully I get it, you should be able to get just right. Look at you, honey. That guy is locked in stasis. So what does that mean exactly, all you non-nerds out there? Just kidding. It means you now have a controlled teleport. Look closely. You can see the ender pearl stuck in that honey block right over there. And so the moment we stop moving the honey blocks, look at what happens. Just like that. And we're instantly teleported. I snapped a little bit late. Point is, you now have redstone teleportation. It's hard to say, but not too hard to do. I can see someone eventually devising a system that perfectly angles the ender pearl each time you use it. Maybe a dispenser does it, a dropper does it, what have you. I encourage anyone watching this video to attempt to try this for yourself. 1, because it's pretty cool, but 2, so you might get an idea for a better way to implement it. Number 3, my personal favorite today, the cargo ship. Look at this guy. The ultimate in storage travel. Wow, first class seats. A little sticky, but this cargo ship is going to act as a good way to transport a ton of different items. And I'd like to make note, all the different contraptions you're seeing today that are harder than normal to build. There'll be links to tutorials and pictures on how you might build them in the description of today's video. This one is quite simple. At a glance, you can see we got honey blocks, we've got some observers, some pistons, sticky specifically, and then this little guy. Yeah, we're not gonna mess with him too much until one moment from now. The idea here is you've got a whole bunch of minecarts with chests, and you can load them up with whatever it is you please. I can't reach that last one, he's a little far, but you'd obviously load them before you place this on board. Now, if you didn't catch our last honey block video, then you might not know that you can stick items, players, etc. pretty consistently across the board to honey blocks, more than just the conveyor belt. Slime blocks work a little bit differently, and so while you could make this contraption with slime, it wouldn't allow for you to do this. Completely staying in place while we are consistently moving around on our flying device. You see, if we were to get off of the honey blocks, I would have to constantly walk to keep up with this contraption. Instead, we can now hitch a ride and hang out and still access our items as we're moving about. Now, they're empty, but you see, the moment you step off the honey block, bad time. Cool thing about this contraption, though, is if you double tap, it completely stops in place. And what's more, it can also go in the opposite direction. This is the future, gamers. Not sure why I said it like that. Oh, this is my stop. Let's go ahead and just, yeah. Oh gosh. Oh, well, there goes my cargo ship. Number 4 is the carpet duplicator. The easiest way to now duplicate carpets in-game. You're just gonna need a few different blocks. Sticky pistons, honey blocks, some type of block, observers, and then a redstone repeater. Check this out. You can literally look at what we have right here, and this will come together super easy for you. Set it up like this. Pistons, repeaters. You're gonna need one final observer to finalize this contraption. Make them facing each other, because that's gonna cause a constant loop as the observers update each other and begin causing these honey blocks to back and forth move as it duplicates the carpet found on top of this little outstanding honey block over here. And outstanding it is! Look at this down here, my white carpet inventory space. It grows in size and power. You can use this to duplicate carpets. It's particularly useful for a randomizer survival, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about regular survival. But, you know, if you're trying to decorate a home, you may as well take advantage of this while it still exists. I imagine they'll be fixing it at some point in the future. The easiest way to turn it off is going to be to either break this repeater, but that leaves this clock technically moving still forever, or you just break one of these observers and it shuts off completely. Number 5, railway systems for your minecarts. Now you got a nice and easy way to take off in your minecart and just slide, baby, all the way down to another rail. This will be an effective way for you to break falls, slow traffic, and cause your contraptions to work with more synergy. Plus, listen to the sound of this. It just keeps going and going and going. I'm gonna break this. Now, by no means am I some sort of redstone engineer. Shouts out to redstone engineer. But I imagine there's a lot of creative wizards out there that'll know exactly in which ways they might want to enhance their contraptions that use minecarts using our honey blocks, including gaps. Wow, so that you can get a better view? Yeah, we'll go with that. Number 6, the mob pen. It's a good way of trapping mobs since they can't jump in honey. See all these Betsies? Hi, you little stupid. Look, let's tease them. I'm going to tease them. Hey, what's up? What's up? Wow, you guys aren't smart at all. You're just dumb and used for milk and meat and leather. Everything I need. I'm just kidding. I love cows. Also joking. Whatever. This one's simple enough. You just need snow layers and you need honey. The reason you need snow layers is so that the cows don't accidentally try and walk through these. Since there's enough snow layers stacked up, it keeps them from jumping up over it, and the honey also keeps them from jumping out as well. Now, the interesting thing is you can technically get stuck in here, you see, because your jump is stunted when you are on honey blocks, but that's why we have one extra one right here. When you back up onto a corner like this and jump, it actually lets you get out. So you have even more of a seamless mob farm pen. Sorry for calling you guys stupid and useless, by the way. Oh, they're already offended. This one's cool. Number 7, the Archer Tower. Fun fact, you can shoot between the cracks of the honey block. Allow me to explain. See this little area we can shoot right on through that. Boom! and it went through. It didn't make it all the way through. Looks like the arrow kind of got stuck a little bit into the honey, which I love, by the way. What a cool effect. We've got a whole tower here made out of honey blocks. Allow me to explain to you exactly what it is I'm talking about here. See that innocent little sheep? Well, he's not innocent. He's been stealing birds from little children and then doing bad things. Anyways, oh, I missed. Yeah, just like that. Tell him about it. Boom! I missed again. Look, all I'm saying is it's going to be hard to shoot through this if you're not directly by the honey block. So not only is this an effective way at making sure your enemies can't hit you through the other side of these honey blocks, but since you're up close and personal next to them, you'll have an easy way to shoot back at them as well, at least in tiny slivers. If they happen to move one block in any direction, you're basically out of luck. For this one, you just need a whole bunch of honey blocks. Gosh, seriously? Number 8, bigger jumps. There's no possible way to make this jump without our new friend. Instant respawn, which is also a new 1.15 feature. But by a friend, I meant the honey block, because now look, you can kind of wall jump and make it extra long distances. We did cover this lightly in our parkour map kind of feature on the Snapshot video we did, but now you can see it in action for all it is. Awesome. That's what it is. It's awesome. That's what I'm saying. Look at that. Oh, wow. Parkour kings. Now, one thing I thought only worked for items that we covered in that video was the fact that you can throw items, and as long as there's a non-honey block underneath them, they will actually get stuck on the wall right here. Never mind the weird frames on that. That's just glitched. Well, as you can tell, it also works for players. So now you can kind of climb against walls. Yes, baby. You could almost kind of call this like a bonus one. Like, this is like another thing you can do. Do I recommend you play over lava with honey as your aid? No, but you know, you do you. Number 9's really cool, a pop-out armor stand. Check a load of this. Check a load of this, I said. Now, Ethan and I are not redstone whizzes. We don't know how to make things pretty. This is proof of concept of an armor stand that can pop out. You can, in fact, make this seamless. In fact, I've seen it before, where you can have an armor stand ready for you at any time. Grab your gear. Oh, I only need those 2 pieces today. Put it away. Beautiful. Change your mind, not a problem. One button press from sheer armor madness. But yes, as you can see, there's definitely ways to compact this, make it seamless. We don't know what we're doing. And finally, number 10, the Fireman's pole. A quick one-way trip out of your base. Yeah, I know this one's a little lazy. Whatever. Shut up. Look. Now you can slide out of your base. Wasn't that nice? To me, it appears as though the speed at which you go down a ladder is roughly the same speed you go down slime block or honey blocks as well. Also, you can't go back up them. But hey, your ladders can't do this. Slowly, laggy TNT. Don't ask why you might want to, but your ladders can't do it. Look, guys, there's a reason this one was number 10, okay? But let us know which feature and use was your favorite, and watch out for a future video on the channel where we hopefully show off some of the differences between the new update to honey blocks and those slime blocks.